Price with the United States of America Miss Arizona pageants. I wanted to go through some tips and tricks to help you be the most successful you can be in competing in the pageant. The first step is to make sure that you've perfected your walk. Your walk is really how you're going to show off the shape and lines of your body and give the judges the crown me vibe. The first step of that is posture. We want to make sure that we set our shoulders up and back. Nice tall posture, which is automatically going to help you engage your core and get your chest nice and tall. We do want to keep the shoulders away from the ears as we do that. We also want to slightly tilt our pelvis to the front to give yourself a nice booty lift. Now we want to be relaxed in this posture. We don't want to feel stiff, so it's important to practice keeping that core engaged in good posture even when you're not practicing your walk. We also want to make sure we have soft knees. When we lock our knees, we get rigid, and you can also actually stop the blood flow and pass out. So we want to have nice, soft knees. We want to practice in our shoes. You see I have my Mark Defang shoes on for today's session. Practice in those shoes. Not only practice your walk as if you're on stage, but wear your shoes around the house so that you feel comfortable in those heels. Now you want to practice in your heels. I have my Mark Defang heels on. We want to make sure that your shoes are worn in and fit your feet well, and that you feel comfortable in standing and walking in them. Not just your posing practice, but wear them around the house each and every day for 20 to 30 minutes to really feel comfortable and confident on those shoes. It will make such a difference when you're walking on stage. So you want to practice with your shoes on when you're doing your walk, but we also want to practice this posture. A lot of us have forward posture right here from texting and driving and computer work, and we really want to bring the chest up and the shoulders down and back, giving us that nice shapely figure. And we can practice this posture a couple ways. I have one trick that I always use is the PVC pipe, but let me show you the other trick. If you stand along the wall, setting up so that your upper back or your upper bottom is hitting the wall, your shoulder blades or the tops of your shoulders, and your head. Make sure your feet are up against the wall as well. And as you walk away from the wall, we want to maintain that posture. We can practice that posture by putting a PVC pipe up along the top of your shoulders, walking with the PVC pipe. This will help minimize the bounce of your shoulders and help you practice holding those shoulders back. Once you've got a hang of your walk with the bar, then you can let go of the bar and practice without. So in addition to making sure that your shoes are comfortable and you're able to walk in them, part of that is comfort level with the shoes. Make sure you're properly fitted for those shoes. There are grips that you can add to the ball of the shoe to make it feel more comfortable and keep your foot from sliding, your toes sliding out from the front. Another tip I have is to always keep your eyes front at your audience and front at your judges. So as you're walking, your eyes are to the front. Even if you're walking to the side, keep your eyes on your audience. The same thing happens when you're walking to the front and you hit a pose. When we go to turn, we're going to get our eye contact. Even if we turn to the back, get your eye contact, rotate, turn back around again, keeping your eye as much as possible on the front. Now, part of the judging is really making your personality shine with your face and your smile, your non-verbal communication. So we don't want to have a huge smile the entire time, even though you're super excited, because if your smile is big the whole entire time, it's going to seem kind of fake. So we want to plan as we're walking, practicing different types of facial expressions and smiles. Now, the first one is the big smile. This is your big natural smile. We also want to smile with our eyes. So practicing a genuine smile, think of something happy or something that makes you laugh so that you smile with your eyes and not just your cheeks and lips. So this is your full smile. You might even have a little chin tilt here. Again, keeping eye contact to the front. Then you're going to have your second type of facial look is still a smile, but less of a smile. Practice different ways to really see what it feels like and so that it comes naturally to you. Look in the mirror. Try different types of how much teeth that you're showing when you're smiling. Try different head movements to see what really feels natural and allows your personality to shine. Your third type of look is your smile with no teeth showing. Now you might have a flirty look that you're adding into that, where you're really looking at the judges and the audience. You might look down, look over the side. Cute, flirty look, trying to mimic that or create that with your eyes and how you're positioning your head as well. So again, smile with your eyes, and you're going to vary how you smile as the time you're on stage between your full smile, half smile, and smile with no teeth. Now, we want to have eye contact with the judges, but we don't want to have a staring contest. We'd also like to make eye contact with our audience and move our eyes naturally across the room. So as you're practicing your walking and smiling, you'll make eye contact with the judge, and then maybe you'll pan out to the audience. Then you'll make eye contact with another judge, pan out to the audience. Go back to the middle judge, pan out to the audience. So your head is moving naturally, and you're not giving someone a stare down, but you're making a connection with each one of those judges as you go through your stage time. This is really important to create that connection. We also want to look at the audience and look out above the judges so that we don't seem like we're staring down the judges, but also so that the photographer can capture some great pictures of you on stage looking out. If you're always looking down at the judges, your eyes are going to be closed in some of the pictures, or look like they're closed, because typically the judges are below you on the stage right in front. As we do our stage walk, we want to try to sway our hips just a little bit as we walk side to side. It's going to give us the illusion of more shape. We can also do this by crossing our legs as we walk. I'm doing this in slow motion just to show you. Now the hips, you notice, the shoulders are going to follow. So as we walk, a couple things we want to remember. We want to keep that posture that we talked about already. Shoulders up and back, doing that little scoop in our lower back. Our lower back's engaged to give us that slight arch there without pushing out our belly. So it's going to give you a nice booty lift and help your core engage. As we move, our hips are swaying side to side. Our hands are moving naturally. So we don't want our hands to be super stiff, shake them out. I usually like to rub my hands gently on the sides of my fabric, trying to aim for that middle finger. Nice, soft hands. We don't want our hands to be super spread out or super tight. Nice, gentle, crossing, moving those hips. Striking your pose. Now, a couple other things to remember. Your heels are probably going to be kind of tall, so it's important to take smaller steps than what you would normally take if you're wearing regular shoes. Take those smaller steps with most of your weight in your back foot as you step forward. Weight in your back foot, weight in your back foot. That weight transfer will help you move seamlessly as you move across the stage in your walking pattern. Taking those small steps will enable you to keep a good center of balance on your high heels and not look like you're a giraffe bending your legs. It'll allow you to add some more sway because you're not focusing on traveling very fast. This will also give you more time on stage to really shine as you take smaller steps, and it's more ladylike. Now, we talked about the hands, fingers loosely together, limited movement as we sway. We don't want to really move our hands a lot. We don't want our hands out to the side. Keep your elbows in. When you walk, again, I usually like to rub my hands on the sides of my pants or my dress so that I can feel that gentle movement. Our walk is also, the pace is going to be determined by the music selection. So as you stand or as you're walking, your walk is going to match the beat of the music. Typically, if you are doing your walk for fitness or swimwear, you're going to have a faster paced music and your walk should match the beat of that music. Our music is going to be a lot slower for evening gown to allow you to move more flowing across the stage or the floor. So your music is going to be slower, your walk is going to be slower. I'd recommend that you practice with different speeds of music to allow you to listen to the cadence of the music and move with the beat. Also, you'll want to record your walk. Watch yourself in the mirror, but record it and look at it. Send it to your pageant coach so that they can give you feedback on what you look like and what you need to improve. You will also find things as you watch your video that you can improve upon as you practice. So this is a great technique to practice mirroring and posing appropriately. Let's go back to the hands for a minute, because when we pose or we stop, there's a couple places we can put them. We can put them at our hips, and this is going to be typically at our belly button or the skinniest part of our body to give us that good shape. Notice I pulled my shoulder back and down. My hands are at an angle because that's going to flatter my shape, and my fingers are together here but relaxed. If I have my hands like that, it looks kind of weird. So we want to make sure our hands are together, lifting, pushing back on the glutes to give you that nice posture. My feet are at the T pose, so they're in a T formation. And again, you can do that on either side. Typically, if you're waiting or standing, waiting to be called or announcement to be made, this would be a good pose. You can have your hands on your hips. You can have one hand down to your side, other hand down to your side. It's really up to you for that particular pose. Let's talk about swimwear now. Swimwear and sportswear is really about confidence. You need to be confident in what you've selected to wear. So you should be absolutely comfortable in that outfit. Whether you choose a one-piece or a two-piece, I need you to rock that. Like you feel like the most sexy mermaid on the beach, that you feel comfortable in your own skin. If you have a sportswear outfit for our teens, that you feel confident, that you feel fun, it makes you feel Good, because that is going to show on stage. If you don't feel confident in the suit or your outfit selection, it's going to come across, especially in this part of the judging. So some things that we want to look at here is when we are standing, not just for swimwear, but for any of our postures, we want to try to elongate the neck. So imagine you have a string coming from your head, pulling your head upward. So that gave us a little bit more length here, and that will help us pull up our chest a little bit. Again, our shoulders are down and back, nice and relaxed, elbows in. Now, we want to make sure that we have that little booty pop, because as we roll our hips to the back for our posing here, it is going to help lift up your tush as well and give you an illusion of more shape during this movements. You want to make sure that your best accessory when you are doing swimwear is, of course, your smile. Have fun with it, be confident. Now, we want to elongate the neck, but we don't want to have our head up. Pull your head down so that your chin is down and out. All right, so our core is engaged. Our shoulders are back. We're nice and relaxed here. Booty's out where you can feel our core engaged. Nice little twist. See what I did with my body? So if I stand straight and I try to do a pose, my body's very square here. Now this is a good pose to show off your legs, because you can really flex your legs in this particular pose and do a little hip to the side, opposite side of your leg, to really help engage the core. However, you're going to appear very boxy. So if you're not very shapely, I'm very rectangular myself, I'm going to choose a different type of pose when I'm in my swimwear. I'm going to point my toe to the center of the judges. I'm going to take my back foot. Now I'm shifting my weight towards that back foot. My legs are both straight, but my core is engaged here. Hips are down. I have a twist here. I can twist my body to really accentuate that hourglass shape and make me appear, or give me the illusion of more shape that I have. Again, if I'm standing to the front, I look very boxy. Standing in my pose here, my back is arched, I've twisted. It's giving me that triangle shape just in the illusion. Again, it's important to have that foot pointed here, because that's going to give you the maximum angle. Aim that towards the front of the judges. Now your weight's in your back foot. If you want to pivot from here, we can hip shift to the front, looking over the shoulder, and then pivot to the other side. Weight is in that back leg, shifting, step back. Now your weight is in the other leg. Okay? So you step back, and that will enable you to pivot again if you'd like. Now, turning and planning which leg that you're going to have forward may depend on which way you're coming on stage, whether you're coming from the left or the right. It's a good idea to practice with both, but how your hair is styled. So most of my hair, because my part is on this side, and so if I have this side to the audience or to the judges, I am kind of blocking my face, my shoulder definition, my shape. So it would be actually better to stand from this side, because I can tilt my shoulder here and you'll get a better visual of my face, my shape, and the hair is still really pretty on this side. So that should be a factor as well when you're planning. You may not get to pick which side that you turn on, but it's a good idea to practice and kind of plan which side is your first choice, because that is going to give you the best look. Your pictures are going to turn out better, and it's going to come across better to the judges. Now, again, when we're walking and pivoting, we want to make sure we keep our eye on our judges and our audience the best to our ability. So, we're walking. I'm going to pivot here. This is your chance. Again, ideally I would pivot from the other side because you see my hair's in the way and I can't be as flirty on this side. Pivot, you're going to step, you have your step, right? You're going to turn, shifting your weight, shoulders open. This is the better side for me to turn on because of my hair. I'm going to turn, pivot. You can cross your legs here. Again, keeping your legs close together on these turns is going to make them so much easier. If you take too big of a step, you have too much of a weight shift and you're going to be off kilter. Nice small step. All right. Some bikini poses. Again, your body shape and how you feel the best is going to depend on which pose that you decide to pick. The first one is the side leg stand. So our leg is pointed out to the side here. I'm putting my weight in this standing foot and shifting my hip to the side. Smiling here. Now you can also turn the leg to the outside. Notice I pivoted here. Same movement, but you're going to showcase the inside of your leg muscles here. Flexing everything. We already went over my favorite pose right here. Pushing onto the back glute. Front leg is pointed at your judges. Nice open posture. You might also do a cross leg. So you see my legs are crossed. Now both legs can be straight, or you can push your way to the back and bend the front leg. Again, to get out of this pose, we're going to cross behind. See how we shifted, and then we can pivot our weight and walk away. Now for evening gown, if you have a slit in your dress, you'll want to showcase that and make sure that you have that leg either out to the side to highlight that leg, maybe poking your toe out to highlight your shoes as well, or doing the T stance with this leg popped so that it accentuates the slit in the dress. We can also shift our weight from side to side with our evening gown. Evening gown, it's hard to do stepping back because a lot of times we have a train and we're going to step on the train. We always have to be forward moving, but you could certainly, in your pose, if you have an opportunity, to shift your weight from side to side.